He might have the best hair of any Rangers manager in the history of the club, but the only problem is he's causing all the Rangers fans in the world to pull their hair out. Therefore, we've got to ask the question, is Russell Martin the worst Rangers manager in the history of the club? Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. And before anybody says we're talking about the entire history, not the history since 2012, just wanted to clear that up there before there's any little comments in there. But I'm sure there would have been. There's 90 comments. I'm sure there's at least one saying the history's not that long. But here, I'll beat you to it.
Right, well, all that pish to one side. He is the worst manager.
Now,
the win percentages sums up.
Now, we can talk about percentages here because after 1,500 votes, we're level. And it's very rare you get this. Here, sometimes it can happen after 2 votes because you only need one either side. But the more...
Well done, Colombo.
Oh, well. The more... Well, I bet you Martin couldn't figure that one out. Anyway, the more votes you have, the less likely it is for the votes to stay even, but that's not the case here. It's straight down the middle. 50% are saying yes. 50% are saying no. And this has got me thinking. The 50% that are saying no, I mean, who would be their pick for the worst manager in Rangers history? Or could this just be a case of Celtic fans thinking that he's fucking amazing? So therefore,
well, that's what it is.
Because they think he's the best.
I mean, let's not be around the... That's what this is, right? People are ripping the piss at it. Normally our polls are lopsided. I think the fact that it's got as close to 50-50 sums up how bad this guy is.
No, but why can't we have a genuine like poll? Why can't we have like a fan of like a Celtic fan be like, you know what? Yeah, he is the worst manager in Rangers, but he's my favourite manager because he's making them shite. Like, why can't we get that?
What you should have just put up here was 2 options of yes.
You think we got 50-50 on that as well?
Either way, you were winning, but...
Right, well, listen, we could get into the comments and we'll give our opinion in a minute. I mean, well, let's give our opinion right now. I think he is.
I don't see. No. The key thing is, right. A lot of Rangers managers recently, there's been some form of bounce. There's been like decent spells. Now here, what you could say is maybe this guy's yet to have a decent spell. I don't see it. Right. He's not won a game in the league. Right. It's getting worse. We're regressing. It feels like Armageddon. It's the end of days, right? And there's been nothing to celebrate.
Yeah, but the last 3 Rangers managers came in during the season, and the last 2 Rangers managers came in when Rangers were trailing Celtic by a large amount of points.
This guy's created it,
and they did have that bounce. Russell Martin, I don't think, had the opportunity for a bounce because he's just came in the summer, and it's just like a clean slate, so to speak. So I don't think the opportunity for Martin to have a bounce. I don't think necessarily has been there. But I think he is the worst Rangers manager in history because statistically, win percentage, that would suggest that he is. 3 games in the league, haven't got a single win. I think it's like Rangers' worst start in how, like 40 odd years?
36
and
years.
What I would say is, see 36 years ago, I think it was more like, the gap between the top 2 wasn't as big. Sure, I mean, in the 80s you were getting the new firm winning the leagues. You know, Celtic and Rangers, yeah, they could finish seasons further down the table. Now it's almost considered a miracle if someone splits the top 2.
Yep.
So I think it would have been a lot easier in the 80s for Rangers to go 3 games without a win at the beginning of the season.
It wasn't as bad back then because it was 2 points for a win. You know, I see now, man, where it's 3 points. The difference is astronomical.
Yeah, true. I mean,
you've got to factor that in. Here, I don't recall the 89-90 season or whatever the fuck it was, right? I don't know if it was 3 defeats or a draw and 2 defeats or 2 draws and a defeat or whatever, or 3 draws. It doesn't matter, right? Because we actually won the league that year. This guy's no in the league.
I just look at a combination of things. Is win percentage shite, worst in history.
Recruitment.
Signings, shite. Start to the league, one of the worst in the history.
Accountability.
And
can't even fucking wear the Rangers attire, man.
And the European defeat, one of Rangers' worst, one of their worst defeats in European history.
It's just everything. The WhatsApp rumours, the team sheets getting leaked. Literally, like, just there's no harmony. Everybody's getting fired under the bus. There's not one positive. There's not one. Like if you were to argue any form of positive this season for Rangers, you would say somebody like Finlay Curtis, but he's fucked him under the bus. He doesn't get games.
Yeah, so, I mean, let's just have a look then at the win percentage then. So, Ali McCoist leads the way. Ali McCoist, if you take away caretaker managers, Ali McCoist has the highest win percent rate of any Rangers manager. However, I would straight away disqualify him, and the reason I would do that is because all his games came in the lower leagues. I think he may have had a couple of games in the Premier League that season before Rangers went down. Did he take over for Walter halfway through, or am I making this up? Did Walter step down before the end of the season and McCoist took care? Like, did McCoist take charge for a period, or did McCoist not take over as manager until Rangers were in League Two? Can you clear that up?
No, he took over at the end of the 10. Well, after the season.
So Rangers' last season, the top flight, Alan McCoist was the manager.
Yeah.
The full manager?
Yeah.
Alright, fair enough. But then the following 3 seasons, he spent them in League 2, League 1, and in the Championship. So, obviously, his win percentage should be high.
Yes, no, of course. He's been given a almighty boost by
that.
But
the fact remains, his win percentage is only slightly better than the guy in second place. Michael Beale, who most Rangers fans, or at least a lot, would have considered the worst manager in the history before Russell Martin came around. I just don't see how that's fair. How can Michael Beale, a guy with such a good win percentage record, and a guy that closed the gap on Ange when he came into the club, I do not see how he can be considered among one of the worst managers in the history of the club. He's not got the stats aren't there to back that up.
We'll put it this way.
Now, right? I don't know if it's a personal thing and maybe things Michael Beale said and the way he left the club, but statistically, there's nothing there to suggest that Michael Beale's the worst.
Michael Beale won 31 games out of 43 across all competitions. Russell Martin's won 3 out of 10. For Russell Martin to get to 31, you're looking at over 100 games you'll have to play based off the average.
Yeah.
And Michael Beale did it in 43, so that just shows you the levels here.
And Michael Beale's record was great, and it was so much better until he started the new season.
Now, a key thing about Beale's record is, folks, is that he also took over Rangers, and he didn't have a lot of European games because we were at the Champions League, so we didn't have any games post-Christmas that year, and all he had was a couple of Champions League qualifiers, and then obviously knocked out against PSV. And then I believe, how many games in the Europa League? I think it was just the Real Betis game, which we won 1-0. Remember being at that? Ben Davies with the goal. So, he didn't have a lot of European games.
I don't know how you feel about Michael Beale, but I do think he was fired too soon.
I wanted him sacked, man, when he went. But, yeah, what I will say is, see Michael Beale from when he took over in 2022 till the end of that season. If you take that Rangers team and that Rangers form and put it against Celtic right here, right now, I
think Rangers smashed them.
Yeah.
Interestingly, if you look at honours, though, Michael Beale won.
But both teams have regressed.
Oh, big time!
Like no tomorrow.
If you look at honours, though, Michael Beale's won nothing.
Yep, nada.
If you look at Ali McCoist, he's won one 4th tier league and a 3rd tier league. It's not exactly
still more though, isn't it?
No, it is, but I mean, come on. Are you going to suggest that Beale wouldn't have been good enough to win those league titles? And then if we go further down the list, I mean, we're not looking at who is the best here. We're talking about who's the worst. But if you go further down the list, you've got Dick Advocaat. And I think, would it be fair to say that Dick Advocaat is the true measuring stick because he had a decent period of time at Rangers and he was in charge of Rangers when they had a shitload of European games in both the Champions League and I would imagine a little bit of Europa League in there as well. Would that be fair to say that Dick Advocaat's the true measuring stick? Because, like you did a point to, Beale was there less than a year and had a lack of European games. But he is 5% down on Michael Beale's win percentage, so it's interesting.
No, I understand what you're going for there. I mean, absolutely. Either or, man, right? I think if you're a Rangers manager and you've got a win percentage, anything from like, I mean, I'm not going to say, I think if you've got a win percentage, anything in the 60s going into the 70s, as you can see here, I think you've done a decent job. And that goes to Beale. You know what?
60s going into the 70s, you've done only 2 people have got 70s.
No, I'm talking like low 60s up to 70s, because you've got to factor in European football, man, right? That's why a lot of people will be low down.
Well, I mean...
Like, if you look at Mark Warburton, right? He's got 65.
But a year in the Championship.
And also no European football, which you've got to bear in mind.
Yeah, let's say he had 2 years in the Premiership with 2 years in Europe. I mean, I'm sure that 65% would be a lot lower. So yeah, you do need to factor in things like that. And I'm pretty sure if it was just domestic, then all these percentages would just automatically go up.
Well, absolutely. So,
you got that. We go further down, Walter Smith there, we have 65. That was in his first stint there, 65%. Who else we got? Jock Was, Graham Souness, 64. David White, Philippe Clement. Philippe Clement finished with a higher win percentage than Gerrard. Thoughts on that?
That is crazy, but like
both won the same amount of trophies, albeit a league title's better than a League Cup.
A lot more European games, but you see, I think a key thing. See, you look at Walter Smith's second spell, right? Why do we think Walter Smith's second spell is so much worse in terms of a win percentage than his first spell? And I think it's just due to the fact that in the 90s, Scottish football much more competitive in Europe compared to the late 2000s into the 2010s. It's the decline of the league, and I think it's not using it as an excuse, right? But I think that's another massive reason why.
Yeah, but also, I mean, Rangers were really dominant in that 90s. That's where they were doing the 9 in a row. So
that as well. You got to factor that in.
Whereas in his second stint, I mean, they were pretty much sharing trophies with Celtic. So
no, they were, but I think
although Walter Smith still won 4 league titles, 3 league titles in the second stint in just over 4 years at the club.
And if you look, he only won one more cup in the 90s than he did in that spell. So to me, European football can massively and drastically affect your win percentage.
Absolutely, but Walter Smith, is he the best Rangers manager for you? I think he might be up there for me.
Yeah,
I think I'd say I think Walter Smith's a good shout.
I mean, obviously we had Big Bill up there. I mean, he's got 18 league titles, but I mean, with this modern enough era, it's going to have to probably go with Walter Smith.
We've got Graham Murty in here as the caretaker manager. Never officially got the job. 187 days in charge, is 62% win record. Then we've got Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, who's down under 60. Pretty poor for Gio. Towards the end, I mean, his league form wasn't great. Honestly, you can't take it away from him because he done it. But let's look at an alternative universe where Rangers got knocked out of the Europa League in the group stages. I know they didn't, and it would be totally unfair to put that into consider. But let's just hypothetically, I think Gio's spell would be looked at as a disaster. I know he won the Scottish Cup, but his league form really wasn't great.
It wasn't. No, it really wasn't, folks. And again, I think European football fucked him in the second season.
He should never have lost the league title to Ange. I mean, that Celtic team that Ange started with was pretty damn poor, and he already had a big gap by time. I mean, Celtic
you know what? Gio's lucky. I mean, it's weird. It's weird to say he's lucky.
But a Scottish Cup and a European final, you can't complain with that. But the league form was poor for Gio. Yeah. And that suggests it because he got under 60%.
Absolutely.
Also had a couple of European humpings in there as well.
Damn right.
But the current manager's got a European humping in there too. Pedro Casinha doing it 53.85%. That's
Big Pedro.
That's pretty pish. He's lasted 227 days. So yeah. Then we've got John Gregg. Who else? Paul Le Guen, 51.61. Woof. Just lasted a wee bit longer than Pedro. That is shocking.
But see, Paul Le Guen's a weird one because
Paul Le Guen was in a better era. So
but he also did all right in Europe.
Yeah, but I mean, Pedro came in when Rangers were not even established as the second best team yet in Scotland. It was still Aberdeen finishing second.
Well, Paul Le Guen made the Rangers finish pretty much below fucking Hearts, so...
Well, no, that was the season before, like. That was McLeish.
So then you could argue Paul Le Guen came in when Rangers weren't established as...
I know, but come on, that's different. That was a one-off. Rangers finished outside the top two. The reason they were finishing behind Aberdeen is because they were still, trying to recover for the lower leagues. That's a piss poor percentage if you call it. But that's back when Rangers had a good team. When in 2017 the Rangers team was pretty shite. You got to admit that.
Of course it was.
See, looking at that, I think people would automatically say that Pedro was the worst manager. Maybe because of that result against Progress and the fact that he's just less known than Paul Le Guen, and Paul Le Guen had pedigree. But looking at it here, I think it's piss poor that Paul Le Guen's got a lower win percentage than Pedro, and I'd actually put Paul Le Guen lower than Pedro for that reason.
Yeah, but yeah, there's a guy that hits the lowest point, man. And
we haven't got to him yet, but Graham Murty in his other spell, another caretaker spell there, we have 50% record. Stephen Davis, we have 50% record there. Jock Wallace, 43. Stuart McCall, 41. Jimmy Nicol, 30 days in charge, 33.33. Kerry McDowell, woo, caretaker spell, 30%. Tommy McLean, 25%.
Is Russell Martin even here?
Alex Totten, where the fuck is Russell Martin? He is here, seen him. Ah, right, Russell Martin.
Oh, he's just below everybody then.
I don't know why he's below these guys on 40%. It's supposed to be in order here. It was in order until we got to this bit, and then it kind of just fucked up.
It's because he's no... Well...
So I don't know why this is not in... I don't know why it got to this point.
No, I think there's some kind of... I think there's a rule where if you haven't played... I think it's that you have to play like a minimum, a certain amount of games.
Nah, Stephen Davis, mate, only played 2 games in 14 days, and he's up here. Anyway, you can see that Russell Martin, if you just take... He's got the lowest rating out of all permanent managers.
Yep.
By far. Second lowest is Paul Le Guen on 51.6.
No, it's insane.
And the drop off to Martin's 30.
Yo, look at Pedro lasted 227 days.
You could have another. Realistically, you could have like another 150 days of Russell Martin in charge.
Oh, I was going to say when he can get to 90.
All right.
I don't think he's getting to 90. No, I think
let's say Russell Martin gets the same amount of days as Pedro. Where Rangers going to? What position Rangers going to be in? Let's say Martin gets 227 days in this job. What position is he going to be in the league in Europe?
Well, it won't be first. It probably won't be second. I don't know what it'll be.
Is this is he the worst manager?
Yes.
Let's see what the guys are saying, but yeah, for me, the stats don't look good for him.
It's only going to get worse.
These are the best stats Russell Martin's ever seen.
Yeah.
50% of people saying, no, he's not. That's as good as it gets for Martin.
That's as good as it gets for you, Russell.
Right, Paul Smith, Ali McCoist wins hands down.
No.
I will admit, though, it's weird. Ali McCoist's got the highest win percentage. But yeah, I wouldn't say he's that great. Like,
yeah, but you know what, man, right? There's a lot of managers on that wee list that we got looked at there, right? This guy just doesn't get it. It's not just. I know we looked at win percentage, we made a big deal out of it, and he's literally the lowest in it. But there's nothing good about this guy. I feel like about everyone else on the list, you can at least have a couple of positives to say, like a few.
Nothing positive about this guy, no.
No, it's like I look at Pedro and it's like yeah, shite. But he did bring in guys like Morelos.
If you look at
he tapped a market that turned out to be a wee bit. I mean, yeah, the Carlos Peñas of this world were shite.
I mean, with McCoy, you could say he showed loyalty, unlike a lot of Rangers players. Stayed at the club.
Did take a lot of money though, didn't he?
He did, aye. And he also gave you a League 2 and a League 1 title.
Nah,
couldn't he quite deliver on the championship, nor could he deliver in the Premiership playoff place against Motherwell.
No.
What that finish? Was that
that wasn't Ali McCoist.
Pretty sure it was.
No, it wasn't. That was a couple of years after.
Couldn't be.
Aye, it was. Nah,
it was McCoist.
No, it wasn't. That was way later than 2014. Had there been?
Nah, that was McCoist.
You willing to bet your top rock?
I am willing to bet my top rock. Who would it have been then? Do you think Warburton would have stayed? Do you think they'd have kept him in the job?
I'd fucking go back on that list there. There's no way.
That was McCoist. I'm pretty sure. Am I making it up, or did he not lose like 6-0?
I'm pretty sure it was Stuart McCall. I'm pretty sure it was.
Well, it happened before Warburton took over. That's all I know.
So,
would you agree or disagree?
No, fuck it. I would agree with that, but that's not what you were trying to spin, big man.
So when did Stuart McCall? Well, it might be Stuart McCall actually, because that was. Well, when did McCoy? Let's just have a look. I don't want to throw McCoy's under the bus here. When did McCoy's leave? Probably would have been Stuart McCall. I apologise, Ali.
Aye.
That just makes Stuart McCall even pisser then. So So wait, Stuart McCall has a 41% win record in the Championship and got smashed off Motherwell in the Premiership playoff?
That's not right, isn't it? No.
That's fucking bogging. That is bogging.
That is crazy.
Anyway, back to the Russell Martin bashing.
Better call Saul.
Mr. Freeland says, same circus, different clown. James Russell, I think since founded 2012, they've had some crackers.
Well, we're 1 out of 90 there.
Who's the best manager since 2012?
Well, Steven Gerrard.
Who's the worst manager since 2012?
This prick. I'm not talking about James Russell, by the way. I'm talking about Martin.
Ian Boy, McCoist must be up there with Rusty. I mean, a lot of people not liking McCoist. Paddy McGinley, bring back the 4 lads. For fuck's sake, even better, bring back Gerrard who didn't win anything. Haha, we just can't win enough diddies. Didn't win anything. Stopped you winning 10 in a row, you monk. So,
aye, Paddy, I'm sure you were loving life that year.
Aye, if you didn't win anything, you'd be building statues outside Celtic Park.
You'd be on like 15 or something.
Aye, so imagine that. Oof, scary prospect. Kevin Newbank says, Fat Sally, Wally Smiths, Pedro, Ian Beale, cheating bastards, that Wally Smith. Martin is the future, and the future is green and white. Bitches, right, okay, well, just putting Walter Smith in the list is disrespectful. But it's just factually not true, like, so. Is what it is, right? Alan Wilson, just go now. Fair enough. Best since Cassina, says Harry P. Rangers mental atheist says, not my man. Hashtag not my manager, sack him now. Is he your manager?
No.
Donny Dope says he needs time. Ake Kondui says, eat humble pie and replace him with Big Ange. I tell you what, that'd be great for Scottish football. That'd be amazing.
If we aren't a guy to play that attacking football that Martin promised, then...
Do you think Martin could step down and be Ange's second assistant?
Shut up, man.
What?
No. Wrap that.
Could Martin not put out the cones for him?
Aye, maybe if you want.
Because look, Beale worked as a number.
They're polar opposites.
Some people
Do you think Ange is the kind of guy that eats anything vegan, man?
No, but...
It's meat, buckets of gravy, and whatever. Russell Martin's just buckets of shite.
Well, maybe they can learn from each other.
No, I'm not having it.
No, but some people work well as a number 2. Michael Beale.
Well, you know, mate.
Michael Beale's a good number 2.
Aye, well, and he should stay a number 2.
Maybe Russell Martin could be a good number 2.
No,
Russell Martin just is a number 2.
He's shite.
Anyway, worst since Big Head Barry. Alright, so worst since the last time. Youngest team in the league, Reincarnation. Alright, okay, died 2012. Rico, best manager since Big Phil. I think to suggest Big Phil was worse than Russell Martin's, that's shocking. Big Phil doesn't deserve that.
No, he doesn't.
Come on, the fuck.
Belgian waffle, big man.
That's disrespectful. Rico, just give him a chance. Liam Duffy, problem is anyone can vote. Pretty sure Rangers fans are near 100%. Celtic fans voting no.
I agree, Liam.
That seems to be the case here. Hugh Trodden says, the Yanks always laugh when they make money on the stock exchange. These 49ers are really getting to be a laughing stock. Stock? Laughing stock exchange. Oh, Belfast is red. Says he's class. James Dorian, he's doing a great job. Short clip saying better than Pitt. This is all disingenuous shite. Why can't people separate? Here, the manager's, he is absolutely awful, but I fucking love him because he's so shite. Well, why can't we separate that?
I know.
I think this poll should have been like 90%. Yes, he is the Rangers worst manager in Rangers history. Alistair Bell, the best that zombie money can buy. Celtic FC from the stands.
See when Russell Martin rocks up to Ibrox on Sunday and puts these wee bastards to the sword, is he going to be the greatest manager of all time? Is he still going to be the worst?
See if he turns up, see if Russell Martin's Rangers play good football and absolutely demolish Celtic on Sunday. Does that buy him time? Does that give him a second chance in your eyes?
Doesn't give him a second chance in my eyes, but he'll be given time.
We'd celebrate it though, wouldn't you?
Of course I'd fucking celebrate it, but that's not the point. We'd celebrate it because of him.
Imagine Martin beat Celtic and he just resigned. He's like, fuck you.
Hopefully. Save us money.
Celtic FC, I have no beef with him. George Robinson says he's an absolute hero. Lost dressing room and could not give a toss about the Rangers fans. No square sausage, no party. Gotta love some square sausage. The man, the legend.
Martin doesn't.
No, I mean, well, no, you not get like vegans.
It's not the same. No. Nowhere near the
same. Kamal Purewall, the best since Murty and Clementine. Ollie Murphy, give Russell Martin a chance. Big race, he's great manager. George says he's great, keep him. Cunt, a wee bit unnecessary. See, directing that at Russell Martin or us?
I don't know, Russell Martin maybe.
JT Boy says the bearded Beale. James says I'm a Celtic fan, but he's a few games into managing the same team that has sacked multiple managers per season. Lost one of the better players in Tierney. I mean, it's not his fault Rangers lost Tierney. I just don't think Rangers are going to pay the money to get Tierney back.
Listen to this. So, Lens signed Seema for 4.5 million. And who did Rangers sign from Lens for 4.5 million?
Cortez?
Yeah,
I second it.
I don't know what to say, man.
I tell you what, how much better would this Rangers team look if you had Tierney on the right and Seema on the left?
Yep.
Two players that were actually good, they were two players that just didn't have the team around them.
Nope. The new Guardiola, I'm done, man.
Paul Le Guin will give him a good run for that tag. God Street Messenger says the new Guardiola. Post Mande says he's brilliant. Gorgas for guts. You need to ban the takes, man. I think it would be good if you could put polls, but only let a certain group of fans vote. So have like Celtic only polls, Rangers only polls, non-Old Firm polls.
Where's the fun?
English Bar Stewart polls.
Where's the fun in it? The obsession, man. Bring it on.
CM 1994. He's doing a bloody great job. Give him time. Brussels sprouts. Barmy Army. 1994. That was a good wee year, that. Sander Moore says meltdown in August. Kill all survivors. Says time will tell, but don't forget Pedro. Pato, the next one will be worse. I don't know. I think Russell Martin's made the next manager's job pretty easy.
Yeah.
In a sense, he's made it hard because he's set Rangers back a few years, but in another way, it's like, well, you don't have to
30%.
Yeah, it's not really set high. It would be like having some guy with no arms do that punch bag thing you do to test your score.
Aye.
The force behind the punch pair, I don't know what it is.
What if it was Sedan though, and he headbutted it?
Well, you'd be a bit fucked then, but it'd be the equivalent of you doing that punch score thing after a guy with no arms. You know, you'd be in for a good one.
Aye, the big punch score thing. What do you call it?
Davey says just saw today's Rangers score. Haha, he's a top manager. Are you kidding, Davey? Your eyes were glued to that.
I know. Oh, I just saw it, mate. Your whole Wednesday evening was centred around it,
well,
Davey.
It's 4 days ago, so I'm going to assume this poll went up before that.
All right, your Sunday then.
Here,
your Sunday afternoon then.
Here, imagine this poll went up after the Club Bruges game.
Fuck, I know.
John Thompson, not a Rangers fan or a fan of Scottish football, I'm a Spurs fan. Russell Martin at Southampton last year was the worst manager I've ever seen in the Premier League, and I've been watching it since the mid-90s. His style of play will never change, and he will always try to play some nonsense out of the back, modern game, even if the players can't do it. However close Rangers were to beating Celtic in the league, Russell Martin has just taken you back 3 years at least. His ability being questioned was inevitable. The fact it's 3 games in speaks volumes. I don't think you can disagree with John Thompson here. I think he's hit that bang on the money. You could argue, people would argue that Rangers weren't that far behind Celtic, but I think the longer Russell Martin stays in charge, the further he could take them away.
Absolutely. Well, I would say I think the Celtic board's done a good job of keeping it as close as they can.
But also, can you blame the Celtic board if they look across the city and they go, hold on here, this Russell Martin guy doesn't know what he's doing. Why should we spend 30 million to keep our fans happy when we're just going to win another league anyway?
No, I mean, absolutely not. But, yeah, Russell Martin. It's over.
Robert Cashby said the Waynes are starting to get excited. Only 2 more Rangers managers until Christmas. He might be the worst Rangers manager since, the previous one. Hail, hail. Alan Woods, he's doing a marvellous job.
Might be Hulk Hogan, isn't it?
Fegan Pie, anyone. Oliver Sutton, 11 years is not a long history. 11 replies. Should we open up that bag of worms or no?
What, 2014?
11 years is not a long history.
2014.
Aye. I don't know, guy's not got great maths, has he?
Yeah, mate, 94 was 31 years ago, come on.
Caitlin McQuaid says not yet, but you can keep working on it. Better without booze. Me unbeaten in the league, still in Europe. Will spank Celtic at home 1-0. I can't tell whether this is a Celtic fan trolling or...
I don't think a 1-0's a spanking.
Right, Andrew Roberts, don't see the problem until unbeaten start to the season. Cade Cumming, Big Ange to save the season. That's what you thought, better than Russell Martin. Legend of Larson, Stevie, he's definitely not the worst of all time, for fuck's sake. You guys had a mad bastard twerking in a bush, ranting at fans not a million years... what? You had a mad bastard twerking in a bush, ranting at fans not a million years ago. Big Pedro Casinha was flinging shite at the moon. What? What's happened here?
Well, obviously, it was in a bush, not remember?
No.
You don't remember Pedro in the bush, pointing at the fans, having a go at them?
What?
You don't know the Pedro in the bush meme?
No.
He was standing in the bush. Where the fuck have you been?
No. What was he doing? Taking a shit or something?
No, he was fucking. I'm pretty sure he tripped into the bush and then he was like, "Boy, you don't remember that?"
No.
What?
That's mental.
You know, I don't care what bush, you know, if it was an endangered bush or whatever the fuck it was.
George Bush.
Yeah, or his daddy. You know what I mean? Right? I mean, it's like that George Bush meme where he's sitting in the fucking class, sir, a second plane. I mean, that's honestly, I don't know what's left for Rangers this season to get whispered into Russell Martin's ear. I mean,
man. Was this after he got fired or while he was still in the job?
I can't even remember what game it was, to be honest.
Wait, there was a bush at the game?
It was outside some building, man. I can't remember. Was it away? Was it in Europe? I don't even know. I don't even fucking know.
How did he last 200
I'm going to get that up. You talk a lot of shite there.
How did he last?
Of course it happened. I know it happened.
How did he last 227 days? That's what I want to know.
You don't remember that?
Nah.
What is like one of the most iconic moments ever?
Well, I don't know what to tell you, but I don't recall it, unfortunately. So yeah.
Was it against Progress? Look, he's standing in the... You don't remember that?
No. I take it that's the game they lost.
Aye, against Progress.
So he's standing in the bushes shouting at fans?
Aye, because look, no they are.
Looks like they're trying to get a high five.
No.
That must have been before the game. That is crazy.
That is crazy.
Unbelievable. Where else would you get it?
Pedro bushwhacked. The bushwhacker.
Right, anyway, guys, that's where we're going to end it there. That's insane. I think Russell Martin's the worst manager, but we'll see. Who knows? Maybe he can avoid that title if he beats Celtic on Sunday, but
maybe.
That remains to be seen. Till next time, peace.